90% of the public. Most people are against.
I'm still not 200%, but I'm headed there. See, last night I had a dream because I slept between 11 and 12, some period in that time, in that 1 hour time. I had a dream, and in the dream, I had woke myself up and said, watch this show. Your next show you watch, which is the midnight broadcast. It's probably appropriate that it's at midnight and it's broadcast. But I mean, I don't know. That's just that's currently where my thinking is. And it was basically that I would find my created monster, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, on that show. And I did. Like, even to where you can look at the picture that they have, and that's the face I kind of imagined for somebody named Chester that died in 1940. Probably a veteran. The monster didn't kill anybody, but it was fucking with them over such a large area. And in the very end, the rest of the probably the front part of the episode had a lot of clues, but I haven't any reason to search through it yet. This just kept going on though. I kept having these lucid dreams, and I'd wake up, I'd go back to sleep, I'd wake up, I'd go back to sleep, and I just kept dreaming. Every dream was a different dream. It wasn't any continuations, which is a good sign to me. I think it was the day before would be that girl Brittany's birthday, which I had in a dream the night before, and I had no idea to think it would be her birthday until she said she was having a birthday stream. Now, I think with her being half white and half black, you can look at her and tell, but she is very attractive. I don't know if I've ever even... I don't think I've ever... That may be the one girlfriend I've never had one named Brittany. But I've known a lot of Britneys. So what? Hold on. I got into the new class today. One of the big concerns that I had been worried enough to find myself taking the school to partially be immune from the threat with I probably would have took some school a long time ago if I'd have thought the money was still in there, but when it took seeing the value of the grant money on some sort of paper to then push through it. That was like the most appropriate area to struggle into. But the AI did scare me sufficiently with what it said to stop that program and not go back in there at all. They tried a lot of different ways to trick me into going back into it, because none of the... Like, you would think that the AI would be able to answer your questions and it wouldn't need to send you to another part of itself to ask questions that it doesn't have the access to, but that's just something I learned about the fact that the whole school is an AI. That's the thing, that it's not just class for AI engineering. It was a school that was AI. It was all a robot. So I changed the major, didn't lose my grant, but they told me that when I was still in the class, and I was just starting to think, I really shouldn't be going in this direction. It was like mandatory attendance. You know, it started doing weird stuff that I expect the AI to do to me, that's giving me the right clues to move appropriately through. Does that make sense? So now I'm scheduled to begin again in the business program, but they've also had the bubble pop, or projected to pop, now in the white collar business leaders, because all of them are making the next model. This was on the news today, that they were making the next level of intelligence up is being programmed now by all the CEOs, which are the tops of the businesses. So it's like both sectors have been clipped by the bubble that it is taking over, and as it's moved me through seamlessly, right into the next line. You know what I mean? Who the fuck would want to take school for a field that's not going to be existing or there? You know? You think it would be harder for me to imagine that all the programming jobs and software people wouldn't lose their job from the actual AI coming online before the businesses did? I still believe in even making your own business is a better business than working some of these like bullshit jobs. But I mean, that's just what I think, you know. I mean, it gives me hope to think that I could make a business. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It should make sense. I don't know. The point of the matter of the video is to follow its trajectory based on more wild world beliefs, I have to admit, but better guided with the concerns of all the other ways we can be deceived in mind. Because I don't pretend to be smart enough to know how to will my way through all the bullshit. And that doesn't seem to be what I'm called to do anyway. You know what I mean? I don't pretend that I can't catch on fire. I don't pretend that I'm fucking not bulletproof. That'd be ridiculous. But as someone who feels subject to bullets, fire, and plagues, I still have a interesting, also, awareness of the an awareness of invulnerability or unscrutable failure. That's pretty wild, right? Like the Sol Invictus. I think that might be it. It feels like I do have an area where I'm trying to navigate that, and that's interesting. It's incredibly exciting still, and maybe even more so than I can actually put out there. You know, I live in my skin, so I know my situation from only inside of my body. But as someone who's trying to knock out the wall between my understanding of me as me, and it's just in my interests, is trying to knock that out and jump into the better interests seat for the same Sol Invictus of those around me, especially the next family that are going to have their celebration. That's why it feels like it's like a battle for souls. And it's been this way for a long time. Anytime I look at the chessboard, I think of it. I mean, I think in my mind, there is something playing chess for all of us. All the humans on the board are chess pieces to some other realm that I'm not privy to, but I think that the belief in its existence is enough of a guiding light to share. So that's as close as I can get to formulating it into my 10-minute video. How the time bubbles move. I am trying just to make a 10-minute video and presentation about something, and I will continue to do it every fucking day. It will be the latest news, the newest news, because I want you to be quantum fucking compelled as well too. So I don't think you're gonna let me down.